Okay, what we're doing today is we are taking a graph and we are enlarging it. So I have this small graph of a cat and we want to make it larger to on this piece of paper. And this is just a printer paper, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. And this is 4 squares at a 1/2 inch and 4 squares, so it's completely square. So we're going to have some leftover parts to this, and we won't worry about those. If you do not have a ruler today, you could use something like the side of a cereal box. This is just under 2 inches, and we are going to make a 2-inch grid on this piece of paper. So that would work. Any kind of box with a little bit wider edge, like this, you could use. Okay, so I'm going to start out and I'm going to make my grid now to be 2 inches. So I'm going to start and make a little mark. You can see that there at 2 inches. Make another mark at 4 inches and another mark at 6 inches and another mark at 8 inches. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Now this 1/2 inch left over, that's the part we're not going to worry about, okay? So let's do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to turn this around so everybody can see this. And I'm lining up my ruler. And again, 2 inches, 4 inches, and I just make a little mark up from that inch mark. And 8 inches. So you don't want a huge mark that's like a big circle or anything like that, because that can throw you off. Oops, I did it the other way around here. Let's rectify that. So I need a 1/2 inch here. And then let's do it this way. I'm going to erase those marks, and mistakes can happen, especially if you're not paying attention to what you're doing here. Taking an eraser, and I'm erasing those marks as best I can. Oh, these erasers aren't very good. So now I'm going to do my 2-inch mark here. Y'all see that? 4-inch mark, 6-inch mark, and 8-inch mark. So now I have that left over right there. So now I can connect my 2 marks, up top and bottom. So I lay the ruler across, putting it right on those 2 lines so that I get my ruler straight. That's why you can't just have 1 measuring mark. You need 2. Draw my line down, and I go to my next square and line it up. Draw the line down. Next square, line it up. And draw my line down, and then of course my 1/2 inch mark at the end. Line that up and draw down. Now that part, you can just put a little line through it because you're not going to be using that. Okay. Now the next part is I'm going to make a 2-inch mark on this side of the page, and I need 4 of them, remember? So I have to go to 8, 6, 8. This bottom part we're not going to use. Then I'm going to go over to my 1/2 inch area, and I'm going to do the same thing. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now you should just be watching. You shouldn't be doing this right now, and I can take you through it in class here. So if you're a little confused, we can do it together, okay? So connect those 2 lines. Connect those 2 lines. And do that right here. And see this bottom larger area, we're not going to use because we need 4 squares in both directions. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have it. Now we can enlarge this cat onto this graph.